Shalom. My name is Inbal Ratz Gilmore. I'm the head of Yachad Israel. Yachad Israel is an organization that its goal is to build a national resilience in Israel and in the diaspora, part of a large, as we say, grand strategy for the Jewish people in Israel and in the diaspora. And one of our flagship initiatives is breaking barriers. So I'm just going to give you a little background about myself. I am a researcher of America Jury, and I am a victim of anti-Semitism. I am a part of the bereaved family, and I understood many, many years ago that in the heart of every struggle that the state of Israel is facing, the anti-Semitism is in the root. And this project, Breaking Barriers, that I'm going to tell you about in a few minutes, I started to dream about this project when I was writing a research in 2018 on the campuses in America, and I realized that we're not looking at reality the way we should. I understood what's starting and brewing underneath the surface. And I wrote a research on it with some ideas on how to deal with it. And only in 2022, we established the organization here in Israel. So Breaking Barriers brings two parts of the Israeli people specifically, but in general, Jewish people, two parts who don't converse and definitely don't act together. In Israel is the Masortiyut, which is, I don't know if conservatism is the right way, the right word for it, but liberal nationalism and conservatism and does not meet very often and hardly ever. The liberal jury in America. And I felt that the fact that these two parts of the Jewish people don't interact in conversation, and they're losing the ability to look at the challenges that the Jewish people are facing and address them with different point of views. So what we did in Breaking Barriers, we took a group of influencers from the conservative movement in Israel, also secular people who hold liberal nationalism ideas, and people who are influencing a big segment of the Israeli society, and they have an ability to influence what that huge part of Israelis think and feel. And we put them through this journey of learning and understanding and getting to know the part of the Jewish people that they have no interaction with. And with the help of David Barak-Gorodetsky, who is not here, who was the head of the academic program and the preparation for this initiative. We together designed the vision for the delegation, and we did a very thorough preparation for the Israeli delegation. And when we brought them to the United States to meet rabbis from different communities in America, reform and conservative, their ability to open up to different ways of preserving Judaism was very, very special. They met rabbis who are fighting to preserve Jewish identity in an environment that used to be accommodating, that was before October 7, and non-Jewish environment, and how much they're fighting to preserve Judaism. And unfortunately for the conservative side, this was a new concept, to see that, to see how important it is for them. And I think for the liberal side that we met there, we met with Rabbi Amiel Hirsch, who was a partner from the beginning, where I consulted with him before we launched this initiative, and Rabbi Angela Buchdel was also someone that the group met, and what they heard from the group, and I think for the liberal side in America, it was an opportunity to see and hear what the conservative side in Israel is thinking, and how in many, many ways they can agree on certain things. And even if they can't agree, they have to be able to manage the disagreement, which I think is the core of the problem that the Jewish people is facing right now, not knowing how to address the challenges that we're facing, because we speak in different voices. And we don't try to blur the differences. We look at the differences as an advantage. This is our strength. It's part of our Jewish community, is the ability to hold disagreement. And I think that ability to look at the challenges of the Jewish people from different angles is something that we lost before October 7. The conception that we keep talking about in Israel, how the intelligence and the military, they were caught in a certain conception at the way they looked at the reality, at the enemy. I think the Jewish people have the same problem. And we're taking that power, that old value that Judaism has, the ability to hold disagreement and the ability to bring different opinions into this struggle, and in order to establish a way to fight this together. And I think the concept of two camps, one front is relevant as a universal value as well. This is something that every nation could adopt and implement in their own eternal struggles, and definitely a value that we can bring to non-Jews who want to stand with us in this fight against anti-Semitism. So we brought some really influential people that I'm not going to repeat any of their names because they're not going to mean anything to you, but their word counts. And in Israel, people listen to them, and they have a major influence. When we started to build this delegation, we came to the government, and I was a little hesitant because I was wondering whether the fact that we want to connect deeply with parties that are sometimes critical of the government would be an issue. But the Ministry of Diaspora mobilized immediately to help us. They supported this initiative, they believe in this initiative, and then we brought another partner. We went to the Begin Institute to also be a partner in this delegation. Part of the idea that the Begin ideology was connected to liberal nationalism, which is something that I think for the other side was like a very new concept. So we are working on projects together with the people that we met in the States, because we believe that just the encounter itself is not enough. In order to face this huge challenge that the Jewish people is facing, we should create projects together, lead projects together. It not only brings different, like I said, different point of views on how to face this, it also creates a deeper commitment. The parties are committed when they're working together, and this is something that we lead in the organization in different initiatives that we do. We do initiatives with the Haredi community in Israel, and we connect them to a mission, not just the meat itself. That's it. תודה רבה.